I'm John DeArmond of the Coquille Valley Sword Group, and today we're talking about Article 28. So let's begin. Article 28, with a body of glue and lacquer. Sticking with a body of glue and lacquer is a figurative instruction for fighting at close quarters. If you're struggling at close quarters, you should stick to your opponent as if you had a body of lacquer and glue, with your legs, with your hips, and also with your face, so that there is no space between you two. If there are spaces between you, your opponent can apply various techniques. The rhythm of sticking to your opponent is identical to holding down the pillow. Namely, it is to be carried out with a calm spirit. So, what we're talking about here, the distance that we're talking about in fighting, is the distance at which you can reach, and your monouchi is at or just past them. In other words, that you can strike without having to step. This is what is meant by close quarters. Musashi here is advocating that when you're far. When you come into range, you swallow that range up. You come right into their space so that they don't have the space to move their arms freely between you, and so that stepping doesn't immediately provide them sort of optimal range to cut you. And the way he suggests doing this, first off, is through body position, right? To bring your body calmly as close to the opponent as you can manage, and to stick to him even as he attempts to move away. In the beginning, when people try and do this, there's a tendency to leave parts of your body behind, to come in with the face and shoulders but leave the hips, or to like come in kind of with the feet but your body's kind of backing away so that you feel you've got like this sort of breathable space to work in. Really, as he admonishes, right, you just forego that and bring your body together, but calmly as one unit. And when you do this, you'll find almost immediately just the proximity of you to them, if you're in good posture, will begin to corrupt and distort the posture of people who haven't spent enough time training. So right away you can give yourself a really strong advantage just by closing that distance in. Let's see. Yeah. So we talked about why we don't want to leave much space between them, right? But why does it have to be calm, right? We're driving into the guy, we're driving into a space where we're getting ready to just take him. Shouldn't we have some chutzpah, right? Shouldn't we be doing this a little bit? The reason we prefer to enter in calmly, for all the work that's in this kind of family of strategic ideas, is that you're already going to be exuberant, right? You're already heightened. You're already, right? When people try to cover distance through danger, right? Person can swing and they attack and you have to slip in. Their tension raises and elevates, right? So what we need is to avoid the kind of situation where I start off a little tense, I add a whole lot more tension, and now my body is just kind of flung. It's a little bit out of control, a little bit out of balance, a little bit out of posture, because when we're in motion, we're vulnerable, right? In the same way as when the opponent is in motion, they're vulnerable. We don't, guy's not sitting there in Kamae, and we don't just go, okay, well, I think I'll just take a free cut on this dude, right? We have to position, we want to get them moving, we want to disrupt them in some way first. Because just that static position can be quite strong, because from that sort of nothing point, right? They can sort of spawn an infinite direction of response. So, you see where I'm going, right? The same is true for us as for them. So, if they're in danger when they're moving, or they have work that they can be capitalized on, then it's the same for us, right? Now we mitigate that, of course, with good Teitsbaki. Good body structure, good walking, good overall comportment. When we get heated, we lose that a bit, right? And that's bad, right? We don't want to be displaced as we come into their space, especially if we're closing at such a dangerous range. So I think it's a very simple concept. If you can play with a training partner who's patient, they'll educate you on the necessity of keeping your composure, keeping yourself together as you move into this space if you want to avoid being taken, right? But anyway, as always, if you want to understand this work, you have to pick up a sword and go train.